The legend of Mirror Lake was well known to the residents of the small town, nestled in the mountains. Surrounded by dense forests and steep cliffs, the lake's glassy surface seemed to reflect not only the towering trees, but also something far more sinister. Local lore warned of strange occurrences and eerie apparitions, but the chilling tale of the lake's haunting truly began with the disappearance of Emily Warren. Emily, a curious and adventurous teenager, had always been fascinated by the stories surrounding Mirror Lake. One crisp autumn afternoon, she set off alone to explore the lake, armed with her camera and journal. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, Emily reached the lake's edge. She marveled at the perfect reflection on the water, unaware that her life was about to change forever. Days passed, and Emily did not return home. Her parents, frantic with worry, organized search parties, but there was no trace of her. The only clue was her journal, found by the lake, its last entry cryptic and unsettling. The reflections are wrong. Something is watching me. The legend of Mirror Lake grew darker, and whispers of an ancient curse spread. It was said that the lake was a gateway to another realm, a place where lost souls roamed, trapped between worlds. Those who dared to look into the water too long risked being pulled into the lake's sinister depths. Years later, a group of college friends, intrigued by the mystery, decided to investigate. Among them was Sarah, Emily's younger sister, who had never given up hope of finding out what happened. Determined and armed with modern equipment, they camped near the lake, ready to uncover the truth. On the first night, they gathered around the campfire, sharing stories and laughing nervously. As the moon rose high in the sky, casting an eerie glow on the water, Sarah felt a chill run down her spine. She glanced at the lake and gasped. For a brief moment, she saw a figure standing on the water's surface, a shadowy silhouette that vanished as quickly as it appeared. The next day, the group decided to conduct a séance, hoping to communicate with the spirits. As they formed a circle and held hands, the atmosphere grew heavy with anticipation. Sarah called out to her sister, her voice trembling. The wind picked up and the water began to ripple unnaturally. Suddenly the temperature dropped and a ghostly figure emerged from the mist. It was Emily, but her eyes were vacant, her expression filled with despair. "Help me," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "I'm trapped. Beware the reflections." Terrified, the group tried to break the circle, but they were frozen in place. Emily's apparition reached out to Sarah, her translucent hand passing through her sister's. "You must break the curse," Emily pleaded. "Find the mirror beneath the lake." They would dive into the lake, locate the mysterious mirror, and destroy it. Armed with wetsuits and oxygen tanks, they plunged into the icy waters, the darkness engulfing them. As they descended, the lake seemed to come alive, the water growing colder and thicker. Shadows danced around them and distorted faces appeared in the murky depths. Sarah's heart pounded as she saw the outline of a large ornate mirror buried in the silt at the lake's bottom. Fighting against the supernatural forces, Sarah managed to grasp a heavy rock and smashed the mirror with all her strength. A deafening crack echoed through the water and a blinding light enveloped them. The spirits wailed in agony as they were released from their torment. Sarah and her friends were propelled to the surface, gasping for air, the curse finally broken. In the aftermath, the lake returned to its serene state, the reflections once again peaceful and true. Sarah felt a sense of closure, knowing that her sister's soul was finally at rest. The town, too, began to heal, the legend of Mirror Lake fading into history. Yet, on quiet nights, when the moonlight dances on the water, some claim they can still hear faint whispers, a reminder of the lake's dark past. And though the mirror was shattered, its shards remain buried deep, a silent testament to the haunting of Mirror Lake.